Hey. If you can hear me, and you can see my screen. This killer analytics service is horrible. It kills everything. Okay, there we go. So that should improve my stream health. Should get better. Let me just check something here. Go live. There we go. Cool. Can you see and hear me? No. No? Okay. There we go. Wait for it, wait for it. There we go. It should be better. Should be better. Testing, testing, testing. Live monitor. Should be good. Okay, cool. Hi, Michael. Hi, hi. Hello, hello. Okay. Just give me some feedback quickly. It's telling me the stream status is poor, but it should be fine. So you shouldn't have to buffer too much. Is it the same as normal? If you could just tell me. Audio and video fine. Thanks, Michael. Okay, cool. So, okay. Hi, Osman. Hello, 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 hello. Cool. Right, so let's go and have a look at everything is perfect, thank you. You guys are perfect, man. All right, so look at this. All right, so let's have a quick look at the underlying price action. Well, no, I prefer with the levels. This is euro dollar. Euro dollar has come down. This was I laugh because the way in which I mapped this out, the market has responded, excuse me, pretty much to the T. And that was, I mean, I drew the line thinking it's going to be roughly where the market was going to go, but it is funny that the market kind of responded to that for the most part. But what I want you to take away from this, please, is a very strong move to the downside. And really, no, there isn't anywhere where you knew that. All I know is we were starting to go bullish here, and we started to break to the upside here. And this is really the first break. You can see resistance here, first break and a retest. So where we are now, this should produce either a green candle here or another one down here. The reason I say down here is because currencies are a funny thing. Stocks will tend to latch onto the most recent levels. Currencies almost always or very often retrace further than you think they will. 50% or 61%, whatever. Great. So, but this is a really good spot for it. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but it's forming a bit of a nice little bit of a rejection candle there. I would qualify this as the very first potential setup to the upside. There's your 20-period moving average where the arrow, tip of the arrow is. And yeah, we've got this is a good one. So this is a possible, I'm just going to create a list of them. Possible, so euro dollar. And I'm just going to say up, so meaning bullish or bearish. So euro dollar, I think, could offer that. So how would we trade this? You guys should know this by now, but for those of you who are seeing this for the very first time, we would be looking to place a buy order. And again, let's be very clear. I'm not providing financial advice. I'm showing you what I would be looking to do and how I would do it. Most of the people who regularly watch me know how to manage their risk and do a few other things here. So I'm not looking for you to have any bad experiences. Usually, I would look for an entry 5 pips above the high of the daily candle with my stop loss 5 to 25 pips below the low of that particular candle. This is a brute force trading approach. This is not a 3-to-1, any kind of strategy like that. This is finding a trend and then trying to just capture a piece of the trend. So if you get 0.5% on a move and then you get 2% on another move, or you get 4%, or you get 1.2%. That's just what it is. It's just a brute force approach to just getting in and out of the markets. So this, to me, is a really nice potential setup, entry above the high, stop loss below the low. And I think we have potential to move up to, as I said, 1.08, maybe even as far as 1.1. We'll see how that goes. But for now, we'll be doing some moves here. And I always take partial profits, and I trail my stop loss below the couple of days behind, unless I get a very strong rejection. But this looks very, very good. So I quite like the look of euro daily, euro dollar daily. If we come down tomorrow a little bit further, so be it. Sterling is looking a little bit more bearish in that respect, but it looks good. This is where it gets tricky. So you have, but range bound, we've also broken below this 50-period moving average. We've pulled back up into it and produced a bearish signal. So the weekly wants to continue down. The weekly wants to continue down. The daily wants to go up. Okay, daily wants to go up. So the idea is that hopefully, if it keeps going down, we don't get triggered into the trade. And if it does go up, we're in the trade. There's only three things that can happen. We get triggered in and it goes on to make money. We get triggered in and then we get a bearish engulfing bar and we lose money, or we don't get triggered in and it goes down and we don't lose money. So we have one scenario where we make money, another where we lose money, and another where we don't lose money. That nothing happens. So 1 out of 3, 3 and 1. Sterling, same thing, same idea. Valid setup there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Aussie dollar would be better to have a nice another candle tomorrow. This is ridiculous. That's such a big candle, doesn't mean anything. Kiwi dollar, same thing again. Also again, possible here to see tomorrow move, but this then becomes my entry kind of candle, so to speak. Dollar yen. Okay, dollar yen has a problem. Definite bearish divergence, failed breakouts at a major, major level. To me, I would stay away from dollar yen. I would stay away from dollar yen. Where's the? I'd stay away from dollar yen. So that would be GBP, USD up, Kiwi dollar, USD up. So would I take all three? Yeah, I don't mind taking all three, but I wouldn't risk my full risk on each one. I would divvy up the risk. So 1/3 of my risk on each one. Dollar Swissy. Again, this looks bullish, looks like it wants to go up, but we've got mixed signals. The behavior here is almost identical here. So weekly and daily are looking almost the same. I'd be very cautious of it. I am on the daily and the weekly. Daily. So for these market scans, I'm usually on the daily. Unless I expressly say I'm going down to the 4-hourly looking for an entry, it's usually the daily. Thank you. Trade management, not financial advice. Same thing, this looks interesting to me. Again, dollar CAD to me has been looking more and more bullish here. And look at that weekly. That weekly is a beautiful break, retest, well, not break and retest, fail breakout and a bullish setup here. So I would stay away from this. Wait for price to break. I'll show you what I would do. Wait for it to break here, break this high. So you would go up like this, break that, then come down and then go. Now I have to go in and edit this thing because it's all wrong. Let's just go in and configure this. So get rid of point number 1 and get rid of, there's another one there as well. Get rid of point number 5. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Or point number 6, there you go. So now we have something that looks a little bit better. We've got a nice break and a retest. And this must be above that high. And then whatever, you can do it like that. So I would do that. I wouldn't do this per se. Euro GBP, I'd stay away from, but Euro GBP looks bullish right now. Euro yen, no pullback, but you know, back into something like this would be beautiful. Look at that, there's a beautiful break, pullback inside bullish candle. Didn't see it. No brainer though, didn't see it. I was going to say that I often find when I don't need to trade, so let's say I'm just doing market analysis and I'm not looking for trades, so therefore I'm not under duress, I'm not feeling pressure, I'm not hunting for something, I'm just in observation mode, I often find then that I see setups and I'm like, oh, that's an easy trade. But I think that if I was in hunting mode, like on high alert, looking for setups because I have to feed my family kind of thing, I'm not sure I'd be as good. But there are times. So if there's a way to train myself to go into observation mode where I'm just looking and I don't need anything. I don't want anything. So my brain isn't trying to find me something. It'll just see setups that, oh yeah, that's a good setup. And because I'm not emotionally invested, it's a different thing. I don't think I explained that completely correctly, but hopefully you get the idea. So again, here we're above here. What should happen in theory is that that would be a pullback and you would therefore look at that as a possible setup, but I don't really like it. So I'm just going to put that next to it. This is good. This is such a nice trend, guys. Completely missed it. But look at the quality of this trend. It's very stable. I would watch this and wait for a pullback. It should break through. There should be a pullback. We're looking for a pullback in about somewhere here. We're waiting. Let's try it again. There. That's what we're looking for, guys. Oh, that was a break and a retest and it broke. That was a losing setup. It was a losing setup. All right. Euro Aussie I was nice and bullish on, and I still am kind of bullish on it, but that was a losing setup. So that didn't do anything. Euro Kiwi, again, that was the same thing, was also a losing trade setup. It was, not a bad idea, but instead it's just come back to a 50 fib. So I think it's going to carry on from here. I think it will carry on from here. I think Aussie and Kiwi are going to potentially become quite strong. But anyway, that one didn't help. So I'll keep an eye on them, but nothing there. Pound yen, break and a pullback, something here. So this might end up being something. Maybe might be something here to go long. But it's a yen pair. So again, disclaimer, all the yen pairs, I wouldn't even go full risk on them. I would go reduced risk again on them. Because for now, I don't trust them. They're all sitting at major levels. And it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a big move or a gray swan event. Just that they might not go anywhere. So it happens every now and again. Pound Swissy, we're waiting for it to come back here. It hasn't gone anywhere, so that can go. There was no harm, no foul there. This is now broken above and a pullback and is now basically potentially setting up over here. Okay, so there could be something there. Actually, that's not a bad one. Let's get rid of all those things. Let's get rid of all that. Okay, so that's a possible move to the upside. That one's not bad. Pound Swiss is not bad. Pound CAD, no, it's trending, but there's no pullback. Pound Aussie, no. The problem I have with this is it goes up here, then it's sideways, wishy-washy, then up, then down, then up, then down, then down, then back up, then down, then back up. So it's just all over the place. And if you look at it here, you can see it's hardly gone anywhere. So there's no real trend there. I'd stay away from that. Pound Kiwi, I don't really think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a call here. I'm going to remove Pound Kiwi from the list. The reason why is that Pound Kiwi does really big moves. It's very big moves. And whenever there's a Royal Bank RBNZ interest rate announcement, of all the Kiwi pairs that spike, Pound Kiwi can be massive. It can do 300 pips or 400 pips in a day when Pound Aussie might do 100 pips or something. So it's the difference between the Pound and the Kiwi. I would just remove it as a go-to. Euro Kiwi is much more stable. You can go look at it if the pound is super strong or super weak, but otherwise I would kind of stay away from it. So we've got this move and a pullback in a range here, nothing fancy there. Excuse me. Aussie CAD. Again, to me, I like this. It's a pullback, but this can, look at that level of resistance. So what I would look for is a bullish candle would set up here, and then I think it'll go off. Then I think it'll take off from there. It might even come further down. It might even come down to here somewhere. So it could be anywhere in this area where it might do that. I hope to be able to do this each night. So this is what I was thinking of doing. I won't do it Monday nights because Sunday I release my weekly analysis video. So doing another market scan on Monday is too soon. So it's going to be maybe Tuesday and maybe Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, or whatever. I'll try and maybe do it every night, but I don't think I'll do Monday night. And then there's no point in doing Friday night because I'm going to do the video, the market's closed, and I'm going to do my analysis on the Saturday anyway, or Sunday. So it kind of says to him that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the prime nights to do the market scans. And, you know, there might be a setup on the Monday that you only see on the Tuesday. That can happen. Again, here, I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for a setup to go here and then potentially continue up. We'll see. Again, similar thing here, guys, same thing. Looking for something like that to do the same sort of thing here. We'll see. And that's all the Aussie pairs. So there's something similar in all the Aussie pairs, which tells you it's the Aussie dollar that's doing it. I would expect something the same on the Kiwi pairs. So Kiwi CAD, it makes sense to me. Oh, that was an easy setup. I missed, did I talk about that? Oh, yeah, anyway. So that was a ridiculous, which tells me I think we've got a good chance this is going to keep going, which means this is a possible valid setup. I'll just put the candle the next day. This is a possible setup here, guys. Why do I say that? Because we double bottomed here, double bottom, nice bullish candle. We should go 3 to 1. Probably there is a level of resistance here. I acknowledge that. We're pulling back. There could be a setup and it could go. This might present a problem, but maybe not. Maybe not. Kiwi Swissy, same thing again. I expect this to go. So there's actually quite a few potential setups here. And again, the risk is everywhere. Multiple Kiwi, multiple US dollars. You kind of want to look at all of them. And it's a personal preference. I like to take all the setups eventually that I'll take, because in the past I've had setups that I thought were going to just be if I had to pick one I thought was better, I've had plenty of times had those trades just fail, and the other one that looked a bit weak is just gone. So in the end, I just decided I'll take them all. I'll just reduce my risk across the board, because again, ladies and gentlemen, trading is about net profitability. Once you get into that mindset, the world is your oyster. Net profitability. So I would rather take, and it's a personal preference. Again, I'll present my logic and my rationale to you. I look to take as many trades as feasible that meet the criteria and see how they perform. Again, I think it's going to be the same thing here. There's definitely a level here. So acknowledge that there is something happening here, but looks like it's going to be there. So in this case, I might not take this one. So Kiwi Yen I might pass, because all the yen pairs have got these levels here. So pass on Kiwi Yen. CAD Yen, same reason, not really trending very strong. This looks great. That was actually a setup that I missed. Looking at it now, that was an obvious little setup there. Why do I say that? It's a slightly higher low off a level of support, and a pullback into the moving averages. It's really nice. So Swissie Yen. Okay, CAD. And you know, it's funny, Usman, for the rest of you, has been looking at Swissie Yen going back a year or more. You've been watching it and watching it and watching it. And it has, believe it, amazingly, all the other charts have done their thing. Swissie Yen has generally just kept going. It's quite interesting. Okay, so this one, no, nothing here. Strong level of support. There is a possibility this could go back up or go back down. It could go either way, so I'm going to leave that. Let's have a look at, let's move on and let's go and have a look at the others. So let's go back and go back to this one here. Let's look at gold. So I'm okay with a retracement back to here. I really would have preferred something back at 1940. So, because this could also be a bit of a head and shoulders, so we might have a bit of a move lower. It is possible that this can pull back to 1940 and go. Alternatively, you could take that as your potential, so I'll just move that off to the side, and then this would be the potential setup. So you'd be watching something else you could do, excuse me, is watch the high of today's candle tomorrow. If price breaks through it tomorrow, you've then got a swing low, and then gold is probably going to take another run to the upside. Alternatively, should price, if you think of that as a head and shoulders, so there's your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, that's your neckline. once we break below that, we could potentially, again, it's just hypothetical, potentially have a move down to 1900 is very far. I could happen, but it seems a bit drastic to me. So let's see what happens tomorrow with that. I'd watch and maybe see what's going on. Silver producing lower highs, coming into this level. It's not giving any clues, not telling us anything. And we'll just run through the others. What's happening with crude oils? So Brent crude, yeah, bearish, looks nice and bearish. I think it's going to come back a little bit further down towards these levels here for now. So I don't think there's any swing trades on this. Like when I say swing, I mean daily timeframes and higher. I think there's day trading opportunities, meaning on the lower timeframes. So just so you know, as a courtesy, because you guys know me, I created a course, which I've mentioned to a few people. I've done it. Looks like this. Looks like this. And it's a pure price action trading course. So it looks, I'm very proud of it. I only finished it like a week and a half ago. And the thing is that I've sort of currently prepared it for someone in New Zealand or something like that. So it's kind of exclusive to them at the moment. But I wanted to show it to you because I want to, as soon as I can, I was thinking of introducing this to the membership section. And really what this is this is all the stuff that I've ever spoken about that I've kind of put into a slide deck. And it's pretty good. I think it's got about 95% of all the things that I've learned into that. I just wanted to show it to you so you can kind of see this going down to the low. And this is really to teach you how to time. You can trade the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 15-minute price action, pure base. And I think there's a lot of original content in this that I've never seen anywhere else. Lots of it is the traditional stuff, but there's a lot of also unique stuff in it. Anyway, just thought I'd show it to you so you can kind of get a sense of all the different kind of things in it. Anyway, so there's a whole lot and some strategies in it and all these different things. So I wanted to show that to you. So what I'm going to try to do is to find a way to be able to bring it to you guys. And I don't know how to do that because it could be via Udemy or it could be via a webinar. I don't think, I can tell you now, I'm not going to do it at an event like the London Trader Show or this. I'm not going to do that. I will do it online, probably through something like this or something like Zoom. I think that's the best way. So just thought I would show you that stuff. And all of that stuff's transferable to the higher time frames. So it shows you how to trade the 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes on currencies and gold like day trading, but you can take that knowledge, will work on anything, really. Okay, let's have a look at the indices and see how they're doing. So I still think we need a little bit of a correction. I spoke about that candle. Not a lot happening here. S&P, nothing. You can see it's trying to go. NASDAQ going today, strong day today. So for me, yeah, I think we could have a very strong month. Now, JP Morgan. So let me just find this article. JP Morgan Twitter says bear market. I just want to find something here. Something I saw. Okay. Oh wow. So there's one. Hold on. So there's one. Was this? When was this? I want this in the video. November 30th. No, it's 2022. 2023. Let me just see this stuff here quickly. Is it this one? No, mixed stuff. Give me a second here. This is worth it to see. I'm logging in and I'm finding it because I saved it. Okay. So this one. JP Morgan says this stock market rally is not sustainable. So the reason I'm showing you this is because you hear me talk about the media and all the different things. And included in that specifically is Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, George Soros is doing this, William Buffett is doing that. And that's not Warren Buffett. it's not Warren Buffett saying that. It's somebody else saying Warren Buffett says it, or somebody else saying this about SARS. But I also noticed that with places like JP Morgan and all these different places, they often have these articles that come out, Goldman Sachs and stuff. They come out and they say stuff. And I think someone should record all the things they say and track it to the market, because as soon as I see stuff like this, so in the stages of your trading career, this is the stuff you start following because you think that this is genuinely helpful. And then you start to realize that actually it's not really helping you and it doesn't really seem to apply, and they haven't given us a time frame and they haven't commented on what specifically. They need to give you more details, price, because this could be something they said 5 years ago, 6 years ago, all these kind of things. And so there's not enough detail on it that really helps you. And so this is a great example of the garbage that is out there that isn't actually helpful to what we do. So when I see this, I laugh, because I'm not saying that we're free and clear to a rally. I am saying that you can see the bulls are coming back in, and you'll see on my weekly videos, I'm always like, well, let's just take it a week at a time, and this is where we are. But often when I read stuff like this, it's dead wrong. It's completely wrong. It's completely the other way. So I wanted to show it to you as well, because I'm going to bring this back up. My whole point was, I said, well, we'll see about that, because if we break through this and we have started, if we are now at the bottom of the next bull rally for the next few years, I'm going to make sure that I kind of mention that and highlight it. And obviously, yes, you can keep saying this kind of thing all the time. You can say, oh, we're not out of the woods yet. I know that. But these guys tend to do it a lot more than they should. So that's just me. That's just my personal kind of thing. Okay, so that was it. Russell doing a nice retracement. I like this. What's good about this is we've started to slow down. We have no bullish divergence here, and we haven't broken these highs. So these are very significant things. We need to break these highs here to really have that confirmed. And we would need to produce a higher low, so we get an upside down or inverse head and shoulders. And we would need to get bullish divergence that have to start going bullish. And then you'd have all the things in place that say, look, we're really, really bullish. Right now, we're just at the bottom of the range. So it's early days yet, but I would say this, that if we close the week above here, if we close the rest of the week by Friday above here, that is a really, really good sign. The FTSE, I don't have in real time. That's okay. The DAX is pulled back. So this might end up being a bullish setup and going long. There's no bullish divergence here, and we haven't broken the previous highs. What did happen was we pulled back up to here, and then we broke that high. So what does that tell me? It tells me we're at the end of the down. We're potentially nearing the end of the downtrend, but we might again still go down and then up. We'll see. ASX, same thing. It's going to have to break that to really be taken seriously. It's starting to lose a bit. It's starting to get more bullish. We'll see. So what could happen this week? We could either get a fresh low and bullish divergence, or a slightly higher low. So in other words, we get upside down head and shoulders forming in these things. I'll answer your question shortly. There's a double bottom, and that's bullish divergence. So that's what you really want. That's the Nikkei. That's a solid turnaround in a really sweet spot. This ticks all the boxes of a swing low on the monthly. So do I think Aussie CAD will continue to fall off the weekly chart? Actually, I looked and Aussie CAD was looking bullish to me. So I want to say it was looking more bullish. All the Aussie pairs were looking that way. I think that's a bit of a double bottom. Look at those wicks over there. Look at those wicks over there. And look at the bit of double bottom on the monthly, a bit of bullish divergence. So to me, this looks just a little bit more bullish than bearish. Yeah. So I'm thinking you're very good. Your analysis, Usman, is very good. But right now, because of this other low over here, we might have a double bottom. It might be turning around. What else? Anything else? Does anyone want me to have a look at anything else? Look at Apple. Boom. Easy, easy, easy kind of break. Amazon right back up at these recent highs. That's a no-brainer. I bought more Berkshire yesterday. Yesterday I bought more Berkshire Hathaway. I should have bought more Apple, because once we break this high, that's our swing low. So need to think carefully about that. Apple might be a good idea to buy some of that. Amazon is also potentially, if it's going to carry enough from here, that might be a good deal. Might not come this way for a while. Not saying guaranteed. I'm saying it's one of those things that if it doesn't come back, we'll be like, yeah, that was the signal. Arc Innovation breaking up through the highs. They're all looking pretty good. Glencore's a UK one. I'm not worried about that. This is just trying to get through its level. Berkshire pullback. I'm fine with that. We'll see. Coca-Cola pushing up. BP, they're going to go lower. So the oil ones will go Exxon and BP, and then will just drop because of crude oil. General Motors still looks bearish, doesn't look good. JP Morgan Chase, fine. I mean, I did all this on Sunday. Meta. It's going to keep going, man. This thing's a machine. This looks to be a consolidation breakout. I would still prefer if it had a deeper correction. Nvidia, I think Nvidia is going to go back up. I'm going to get rid of this because it looks like it wants to just keep going. As in, it's pulled back to the moving averages. It's not going to come back down here for now. Netflix, Tesla. What about Tesla? What about Walt Disney? Tesla's looking more bullish than bearish. Disney's within the range. Once Disney breaks out to the upside, I think we'll see a shift. Cryptos are going to probably keep pushing higher as well. Look at that. There's a solid kind of potential breakout there. There's some divergence, so it might fail, but it wants to keep going. Ethereum. Yeah, you can see it. Just there's so many buyers below here and none over there. So it can't, it's like a hanging man. It's a thing. That's what happens. But if you look at over to here, if you look at that, that looks nice and bullish. So I think Ethereum has got 1942, 2000 there and there in its near future. We'll see. Okay, that is actually it from me. Dollar Sing short. Yeah, before I even look, Dollar Sing is very much similar to the dollar index and the dollar's weak. So Dollar Sing makes sense to me as a setup here. So Dollar Sing, yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so how would we do this? Let's put our levels in. Let's make sure we're marking all our levels. Best way to do it, go in here. There's a level there. That's it. There's a level. There's a second level over here for some reason. Don't know why. So we're at a good place for it to do it. It's a break and a retest. I think this is a good setup. For me, and I would watch out for this. I would watch out for that. So I'd watch out for 3725 and I would watch this. So if I go to the daily now, that is going to be my break of the high on the weekly is a definite kind of or very high probability setup to the upside. So if we go to, does everyone with me so far? So let me just talk you through this. We've broken through a level of resistance. We broke through, retested it, and have gone away and are coming back, and it's a potential double bottom. If this turns out to be a bullish weekly candle, that will be a double bottom in an uptrend. It's also above the 50-period moving average, and the 50, 20, and 10 have formed bullishness. So in other words, all the little, in the ways you can't see it, it's settling into a bullish mode. This isn't guaranteed. The MACD is above zero as well, but basically everything is saying bullish. This is a level that it couldn't get through and therefore broke through here. So I usually pay attention to what I'm about to say here. Usually after a move like this, you'd have a bigger move. You'd have a move down to here. You'd have a bigger move. In other words, this would just be the breakaway move. You could even have a move down towards here. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned. But that's why I say that if this ends up being a bullish candle by the end of the week, then I think it was a double bottom. This overall is trying to get through there, couldn't get through there now, corrected, and now it's going to make up its mind. So now I'm going to go to the daily. So what I'm really watching is this area over here. I'm watching from where price is right here to there. That's what I want to watch to see what's going on. So I go down to that's the weekly, is the monthly, and that's the daily. So now that I'm watching the daily, I can kind of get a sense of what's going on here. And so really a break above that level, I can actually just get rid of this. You don't need this, but a break above there to me would be a move to the upside. And it's interesting because the daily is wanting to go short. So just stick with me, Michael, because I realize I'm sending a whole lot of contradictions here. So, okay. So here's what I would need to see to go bearish. This failure here will show up tomorrow as well. So tomorrow you'll get maybe something like this. You'll get maybe another bearish candle with a little bit of a wick here. So you get another little bit of a wick. Sorry, I'm trying to just make these things. I can't do it. How do I draw it? What are my drawing tools? I don't even have any drawing tools here. So you get a little bit of a wick. So in other words, you need a series of wicks like this, like that. You need a series of those here up against that level, which means that this would become your kind of resistance level, your makeshift resistance level. So I'm going to color that red. I realize that this is, I'm not doing a great job of explaining this. But if it is weak and it can't keep going, it's likely to fail right here. And I say that because the weekly says that if we produce a bullish candle, we're probably going to go up. So what should happen is it should kind of fail to break above this area if it's really, really weak. So if the dollar's really, really weak, it's going to potentially do that. So what I'm doing while I'm analyzing this is I'm talking about that big drop candle that I saw, that big drop candle over here, and that normally I would expect it to go further, and how that contradicts all the other bullish signals that we see here. So there's a whole lot of bullish signals on the weekly with one very big potential bearish signal, but on the daily, there's more bearish signals. So we have a battle here. So if hopefully that makes sense to all of you. So what that means is if the daily is ultimately going to be bearish and that weekly candle, that candle that did that is going to follow through and we're going to see a move lower, then what should happen is the failure should happen here. And so what that would mean is that we would see either a red candle, momentum candle break down, something similar to what we see here, or something like this, or we would get wicks, multiple wicks like this in that area. They would fail. So probably not immediately. I don't think immediately. We will get 1 or 2 or 3 more days where it does this, and then eventually it will take a move. But if immediately we see a break and a close, a nice bullish candle up to here, yes, I'm not blind. I know that we could have a break and a retest. We could come up here, retest this, and continue down. So I think basically the best thing is, if it's okay with you, I'm going to monitor this over the coming days, and just as it unfolds, I'm going to kind of see what's happening and just talk you through it. Because there's completely 2 different ways this can go. I can look at Brent. Do I think Bitcoin will ever go below 20,000 again? That's too open-minded. I don't think it's going to go down in the immediate future. No, in the next year, in the next few months. But I can't tell you what it's going to do next year or whatever. I can't do that yet. And the reason I can't do that is because it's still a new asset class. Could I look at Brent? Yes, I could. I looked at Brent. Hey, so we've broken down. So this, I think over here, but here the problem is Brent isn't ideal. I think at the very least it's going to come down and test 80 bucks, which is down here. Then I have to see how it's going to react. It is in a downtrend, but if it bounces and there's a double bottom here, it's going to change trend. But if it pulls back and there's a bearish signal anywhere in here, there could still be a move to the downside. But once it hits 80, I need to see what it's going to do after that. Yeah, a nice rejection candle forming on the 8-hour on dollar sing. I want to see it here as well, 8 hours. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. There's a fox in my garden. A fox in my garden and the dogs are going berserk. Yeah, that's a bear. You're right. That's a potential bearish setup. So that's interesting. That's a potential bearish setup. And we've got 2 hours before it closes. Let's see what happens today. So yeah, let's kind of, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that, because we're seeing a contradiction between that. And you can imagine that once it breaks below here, once it kind of, there's a line there and it's coming back up. But if it comes back below that, then it's not looking strong, that's for sure. Display object time frame, and let's make it a green monthly level so we can see where that is. There we go. Sorry, I'm streaming, but it's okay. Do you want to do the call here? Because I'm going to be on.
Okay, it's the bedroom.
Okay, all right. Okay, and what else? Yeah, I need a drawing pad. I do. I need a drawing pad, and so I'll look into that. It's been coming up recently. I'll look into it. Gents, ladies, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to end the broadcast. Sorry, I hope you found this instructive and useful. I will try and be here again same time tomorrow night. Okay. If I know during the day that I'm going to be able to make it, you'll see me. I'll book the live streaming schedule. Otherwise, hopefully Thursday night. Okay. But my expectation ideally this week is a couple of times. So thank you guys. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you tomorrow or the next day, but probably tomorrow. Okay. So thanks. Good to have you all here. Thanks. You too. Cheers.